Olá pessoal, você está no canal da GameFather, aqui é o Mr. Emerson e hoje não vamos mostrar nenhum joguinho aqui para vocês, mas como assim? Canal de board game, como é que você não vai mostrar nenhum joguinho? Calma, a gente vai mostrar uma entrevista hoje. Então o The GameFather aqui correu atrás daquele canal no qual eu faço parceria internacional que chama Nithrania, The Heroes of Board Games. Esse canal eu descobri ele acidentalmente quando eu estava pesquisando na internet, mas é um canal muito conceituado, cara. Esse cara, que é o Branislav Berec, ele traz jogos assim de muito renome no mercado, inclusive lançamentos, tá? Ele recebe aí dos designers alguns protótipos, ele já fez vídeos sensacionais nos quais eu pedi autorização para ele para poder fazer a dublagem, né, a tradução e trazer esse conteúdo aqui para o Brasil. Ele muito gentilmente autorizou que eu fizesse isso. Então eu comecei lá atrás, acho que foi com o U-Boot, né? Depois veio o Rallyman GT, depois temos o Maracaibo, tem uma série de vídeos aí nos quais eu fiz essa dublagem. Então eu pego o vídeo dele, faço a dublagem, mostro tudo que ele mostrou lá, sem alterar uma única vírgula, tá? Porque a gente tem que ser fiel ao material que ele publicou lá fora. E aí eu publico no meu canal, cara, e ele falou que é sensacional isso, vocês vão ver durante a entrevista aí, porque a intenção dele é ajudar a galera do board game. Então eu senti muito assim uma similaridade com o pessoal aqui do Brasil, tá? Porque lá na Eslováquia, que é onde ele mora, ele faz vídeos até em esloveno lá pra galera, e aí pô, a galera perguntou pra ele, mas por que você não faz em inglês também? Aí ele começou a fazer em inglês, cara, e ele ficou surpreso com o sucesso que os vídeos dele começaram a fazer. Então ele começou a fazer vídeo em inglês direto, e aí ele começou a receber jogos e mais jogos. Então, olha, o cara tem muito jogo bom no canal dele. Se você quiser dar uma conferida, tá aí tudo na descrição do vídeo. Nithrania é o nome do canal, ele fala inclusive o que significa Nithrania e tal. Então tem aí, o vídeo é todo em inglês, tá? Eu fiz uma entrevista com ele em inglês, vocês vão ver. Então embaixo tem a legenda pra galera que não manja de inglês, pra vocês acompanharem a entrevista. Mas o cara é muito gente boa, muito gente fina, lá da Eslováquia, da antiga Tchecoslováquia, né? Agora tem a República Tcheca e a Eslováquia. Ele tá no lado da Eslováquia. Um canal, assim, muito bem estruturado. Nesse dia que eu fiz a entrevista com ele, ele estava gravando, se não me engano, o vídeo de Mariposas, que depois vocês vão ver no canal aqui também. E, o cara, muito gente boa, os vídeos dele são espetaculares. Acho que o vídeo mais visto aqui do canal, que eu trouxe lá de fora para cá, é o do Rallyman GT. Esse vídeo, para mim, é espetacular. A tradução que ele fez, a forma como ele fez, né, a tradução foi o que fiz. A forma como ele fez o vídeo explicativo ali, você não precisa nem ler o manual. Você consegue sair jogando já. É isso que é o crédito que eu dou para ele dos vídeos dele. Porque você assistindo o vídeo, você já é capaz de sair jogando qualquer jogo, tá? Dado um ou outro exemplo ali, mas ele segue à risca o que tá no manual do jogo. Então vamos lá conferir essa entrevista que eu fiz com ele. Convidei ele gentilmente, ele aceitou, muito gentilmente também. Olha, muito obrigado. The GameFather agradece aqui de coração. Então confiram a entrevista, tá? Mais ou menos 30, 40 minutos. O cara vai falar da vida dele, vai falar como que surgiu o canal, a ideia do canal, qual o tipo de jogo que ele gosta. Então eu fiz várias perguntas para ele responder. Então vamos lá conferir a entrevista com o Branislav Berec. Eu nunca mais erro esse nome, hein? Comecei a gravar porque lá ao vivo eu tive que falar e foi bem difícil. Branislav Berec é o nome dele. Então vamos lá, canal Nithrania para vocês aí. Não deixe de curtir aqui o vídeo, se inscreva no canal do Mr. Emerson, The GameFather, porque eu prometo trazer para vocês ainda mais entrevistas, hein? Aguardem novidades aí, que eu vou fazer uso do inglês aqui e vou tentar trazer entrevistas com alguns designers internacionais. Vamos ver se eu consigo com o meu poder de convencimento aqui, tá? Então fiquem de olho no canal aí, que já tem, acho que semana que vem vai ter uma novidade aí de uma outra entrevista que eu vou trazer para vocês, tá bom? Então vamos lá conferir o vídeo de entrevista do canal Nithrania, Heroes of Board Games, do Branislav Berec. Vamos lá conferir. Um abraço para todos aí. Tchau, tchau. Ok, olá pessoal, bem-vindos ao canal The GameFather, aqui é o Mr. Emerson falando, e olha, temos a presença ilustre aqui hoje do Branislav Berec, eu acho que eu pronunciei corretamente. Ele tem um canal de board game lá fora, muito famoso por sinal, ele traz diversos vídeos, assim, vídeos sensacionais, e o nome do canal é Nithrania, depois ele me corrige se eu estiver errado, né, jogue corretamente. Ele faz vídeos excelentes, inclusive eu tenho alguns vídeos feitos já com dublagem do canal dele, vídeo exemplo do Rallyman GT, do Maracaibo, etc. Então a gente tem uma certa parceria, eu pedi autorização dele para editar alguns vídeos e colocar no meu canal. Então eu convidei ele para fazer entrevista e ele aceitou prontamente. Então, olha, muito obrigado. Então a gente vai agora fazer a mudança para o inglês, né? E aí vamos começar a falar inglês com ele aqui. Depois eu coloco uma legenda para o pessoal poder acompanhar. So let's switch to English now. So I'm here with Branislav Berec. I think I pronounced it correctly. And I would like you to introduce yourself, to say things that you like to do, what do you do for a living, so the people that are watching this video can understand better your channel and all the things that involves the board game universe. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So hello, my name is Branislav, as already said. I'm from Slovakia. What I do for a living, I'm in a corporation, large corporation in shared service centers, and I manage the shared service center, so all the accounting and finance and non-finance areas for international corporations. So that's what I do for a living. It requires a lot of planning and strategizing, and that's why I like board games that are strategy board games, heavy Euro board games, rather than American Ameritrash type of games. I've been playing games since I was a child. Thanks to my parents, they brought me up with all kinds of games. So we played almost every single day, something small, something little, and I keep playing games ever since. So, well, as of, let's say, 1905, 96, when we discovered Settlers of Catan.
The classical.
I was in love with yeah, I was in love with these games, and I never stopped. It's a beautiful way how to spend time with people, with your friends, with families. I spent some time working for a company, and we developed computer games. So I have the record in game development. But then these board games that brings people together around one table with a lot of interaction, and I started bringing these board games to various events. When we went for a trip, for a holiday, so I took 3 or 4 games, and I became known for bringing these games, and we kept playing and never stopped, and I don't want to stop.
Yeah, no, once you are in, you never give up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and we have so many great games coming out every single year. So many great games. So I would say not enough time to play all those good games.
Yeah, that's for sure. So how long do you have this YouTube channel? It's a new creation, or?
It's a new creation. I only have it for 2 years. And it started because I was a little lazy, and we have a board club, this Nithrania. It's actually named from city Nitra. It's a city where I was born, where I live, and Nithrania means people of Nitra, the citizens of Nitra.
Nice.
And the word hra means game, so Nithrania means like people from Nitra who like to play games. It's like a word play. Very nice. I didn't create it. It was a friend of mine, and it's really brilliant. It's difficult to pronounce. And I asked my friends whether we should change this name, and they said, no. Difficult to pronounce, but so great. So okay, we're not changing the name. And we have a board game club, and I was the one explaining the games again and again, and I was a little lazy, and I thought, like, okay, if I make a video and people watch the video, I can play the game and they can learn the game. So I tried to do 1 or 2 videos, and with a good feedback, I started doing just some overview, and then people told me, no, make rules video. So I did rules video. They liked it so much, so I did the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. They really liked it. So that was it. That's how my channel started. It started in Slovak language, and then I have a friend of mine here and close by, and he likes to play war games. And one day he came to me with a new board game from a Kickstarter, and he said, make a tutorial in English. You can speak English, make a tutorial, because there is no tutorial for this game on Board Game. and I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know. So, but I did, and I got some nice feedback from the people. And then there was another guy I remember Endeavor Age of Sail, a Kickstarter game, and he said, Branislav, I don't want to learn the game. Here you have it. Learn how to play, and then you will teach us.
All right.
So, so when I had the game, I said I tried to make another video for that game because it wasn't that difficult. So I tried it again, and it was a blast. I think I was definitely the first one, maybe not, maybe the only one for quite some time. But the only tutorial in English was my video, and for the new channel, we had like, I don't know, 15, 20 subscribers, and some tutorial was hitting like 5,000 views, and I was shocked with fantastic feedback. So that's how my English channel was born, and I continued to bring more English tutorials. Received fantastic feedback, which keeps going on. When people like it, that's why I do it. So that's how my English channel was born. So now we have English channel and a Slovak channel, which is a little bit difficult sometimes. So I actually make English tutorials first, and then it's easier for me to translate from English to Slovak, to local language. So we do some dubbing, basically.
But then you publish those Slovak language videos in a different place, or?
It's a different channel. It's called Nithrania. Well, but it's a different channel. I don't want to mix Slovak and English videos into one.
Yeah, make some confusion, of course. Yeah.
So and I do videos for localized games, which are we used to be Czechoslovakia for a long time.
I know.
And we have similar. Czech language and Slavic language are basically like Portuguese and Spanish. Yeah, very similar. We speak both languages fluently. So when the Czech studios localize games, they localize them in Czech language. But for us, it's like, okay, we understand everything, so there's no need to localize it in Slovak language. And they give me these games now. Basically, almost all these studios, all these publishers give me the games for free, so that I can make the tutorial for the people.
Yeah, which is good because when you became famous, let's say famous, no, your channel is more or less that they are looking for you to send you the game so you can help them to propagate the information about that game, right? So it's good for both sides, you and the
yeah. And even for people, because they have easier time to learn the games.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So spreading out this hobby, this beautiful hobby. So that was my idea, so that more and more people can play these games. I understand that learning the games from the rules is not that easy, and many people are not simply good at reading the rules and understanding the rules. But when they see the rules and hear, so when they have the text and the video, it's much easier. So that was my idea, and obviously I wanted to play games in my board game club rather than explaining.
And with it,
so that's how.
And with this COVID-19, it's a little bit difficult for you, right? Because now the peoples are not able to get together. So
we have it a little bit easier than I know that in Brazil it's very difficult.
A little bit tough.
Really
here.
tough.
Yeah.
We have some very light form. We don't have that many problems. My sister lives in the U.S. and I have a friend actually who spent 5 years in Sao Paulo and is now somewhere nearby as well. I don't know. And I know it's really very tough in Brazil and in the U.S. We don't have that many problems. So we visit each other occasionally and play games. We tried it online, tabletop simulator.
It's not the same.
It works. But it's not the same.
No.
It's not.
Not at all.
But there are many people who ask for solo rules now. So what I started doing is I also started creating tutorials for solo versions of the game, which I never did before. I said, who wants to play solo?
Yeah. Now it's become more common. The people are at home, so yeah. Okay. And okay, let's say what are your favorite game? I think you were a favor of Euro games style, right?
Eurogame style. So yeah, I have to say that just a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was for the first time in my life introduced to PAX game. I've never played PAX games like PAX Renaissance, PAX Premier, and stuff like that. And one of our publishers localized the PAX Premier second edition. So he sent me the game, and I was a little hesitant. I said, okay, I know PAXs are difficult, complicated, but I fell so much in love with PAX Premier second edition. It's really my number one game at the moment, and probably will remain. I have so many games coming to me. We rarely play the same game more than 5 or 6 times. This one we played 15 times already, and we don't play almost anything else. It's so great. But other than that, Euro games. Food Chain Magnate is one of my really favorite game. I like Snowdonia. I like Barrage. That's really great. Now this year, High Rise came out. It's a rondel type of game from Gilhova. I fell in love with that game as well. I like Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven is basically Euro stylish dungeon.
Euro trash. It's a style, let's say.
Euro trash, exactly. But with such a clever mechanism. And I am planning to do my top, I don't know, 50 games of all time for myself. And honestly, my top game has always been and will remain chess. I used to be a competitive chess player, not international master or like that, nothing, but chess player for like it was not just a hobby. It was some mid-level competitive game, and I don't have time to play chess anymore. But it's like, yeah, that's the game which I always admired. Simple rules, super simple
Strategic,
rules, explain in 2 minutes, and so many options, so many strategies, so deep, so variable, phenomenal. So
yeah. And what's your favorite designer? Let's say.
I really like Cole Worley, the guy who designed Root, John Company, now PAX Premier second edition. I really like his designs. Very unusual, very interesting, complicated a little bit. So he's one of my favorite designers. And this Italian guy, Simone, Jesus, I forgot the name. Simone Luciani, who designed Barrage. He also has some of the interesting designs, including Barrage is really fantastic game. And the guys from the Splotter games, the Dutch games, they did this Food Chain Magnate game. They also have some very interesting. They don't do it for money. I know. I met them several times. It's really, they're so enthusiastic about the design of the game. So those are my favorites.
Is it good really? Because when you see the components, it seems ugly. Very simple the design. No, the food chain magnets. But I think the mechanic behind should be very good, very amazing.
The mechanic is fantastic. I know that I actually like that graphics. I don't mind. I like this kind of retro style, and even my Nithrania channel logo and what we have on our Facebook page, it's also kind of a retro style. So I like that style of graphics. Many people don't, and I had people in my gaming group who said they will never play Food Chain Magnate just because it looks ugly. Unfortunately, but fortunately, there are some people who don't mind it, and the mechanics are fantastic. It's very neat, it's very tough, but it's so clever. It's
unfortunately, those type of games are not here launched in Brazil yet. So it's a surprise in that they are going to bring Barrage here this year. I think in December. The problem is here because of the exchange rate with the dollar. So the games are very expensive to be bought here. So I don't know if it's the same in Europe, but here it's quite expensive.
We have now better exchange rate than we used to have. So for us, it's a little bit cheaper. But I also saw that The shipping cost to Brazil is also very, very
I know
expensive.
it's terrible here. I don't know what the guys are doing in the customs. The game could cost 3 times more, you know?
Yeah,
It's
I know.
impossible.
I know.
So yeah, I don't know because it's a type of entertainment. So I think they must revise this, no? Like a book or I don't know. But anyway, this is Brazil.
Yeah. And for me, it's surprising because Brazil is it's a huge country.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not surprised that it's expensive to ship games to New Zealand, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I understand. Brazil is huge,
Yeah,
huge.
so but anyway, yeah, this is the way it works, so we need to put up with this type of things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, and what type of mechanics do you like? Because you like Euro game styles, but then work placement, deck building, which type of mechanic do you like most?
I don't have any clear favorite because I like worker placement. I like deck
Mm-hmm.
building. I like rondo
Mm-hmm.
games. I like what's the mechanic of PEX? I don't know how to define the game mechanics in PEX Premier 2. I don't know. I like these
Uh-huh.
political, not war game, but political, geographical kind
Right.
of games. I like Churchill, for example. Churchill is another favorite. So these kind of games as well. Um, very little luck in the game. I don't like too much luck in the
Mm-hmm.
game. Um, and mechanics wise, lots of different mechanics. As I said, worker placement, deck building, dice drafting, card
Yeah.
drafting, rondo, many good mechanics. If it works together well,
Mm-hmm. That's what matters.
action,
Yeah.
action, food chain magnate is basically action
Mm-hmm.
selection, and maybe Pax Premier is also action selection type of
Right.
game. But really, I love designs with simple rules or relatively
Mm-hmm.
simple rules, but a lot of strategic options, a lot of replayability, but not heavily
Yeah.
overcomplicated.
Okay.
Like some of those games. Um, Trismegistus is a fantastic game. I like it a lot, but I feel like those options there just too many options.
Yeah.
Too many options. What you
When
can
you have this type of
and
salad of mechanisms, the game becomes very
yeah.
complicated. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. So yeah, the guys are
So
trying more or less
sim-
to mix, no, the mechanics in one game. They are not inventing new mechanics. I think they, they invented a lot of mechanics. So for now on, I think they're going to be a mix of everything. But new mechanics, I doubt that they are going to create because there's nothing more to create. I don't know. There is a genius that can, transform the game in a 3D environment. I don't know what type of game could be.
I don't know, but I think yeah we have we have seen a lot of mechanics. Maybe all the mechanics that there
Yeah.
are.
Okay.
I've seen some 3D games. Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah,
Uh,
we like the meeples, no? We like the.
yeah, exactly. Maple.
Yeah. And,
I don't mind 2D boards. I don't mind at
hmm.
all. I don't even have to have miniatures in the
Hmm.
game. They're not necessary for
Uh-huh.
me. I'm perfectly fine with wooden
Hmm.
pieces. Why not?
Hmm.
They don't have to be plastic miniatures. But I can understand that
Hmm.
in China these plastic miniatures are so cheap that it's maybe cheaper than wooden
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah, yeah.
But it looks nice. Yeah, I have to admit it looks nice. But I don't have to have meeples in or plastic miniatures in
Yeah.
the game.
And are you familiar with the Brazilian board game market here? Do you know any Brazilian designer or game, or have you done some, review on your channel, Brazilian games? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No, not. I'm not really familiar with Brazilian market. Um, I watch. Yeah, usually it's European and US market, which are basically very
Yes.
similar. So these two markets, that's what I'm focusing on. I know nothing about Chinese and Asian
Mm-hmm.
markets, and I already made some tutorials for the games from
I saw
Korean
it.
and Chinese
Yeah.
publishers.
Very good, yeah, actually.
Uh,
Yeah.
Actually, the last game,
Four
Gardens,
Gardens,
it's from a Korean publisher, but it's a Czech designer from Czech
okay,
Republic.
so it's a fake Asian game.
Yeah, I asked him why, and he said, well, they liked my game. Czech publishers, they didn't want to publish. European publishers didn't want to publish the game. Said this Korean did. So it's a Czech author and the Korean publisher. But I'm not familiar with Brazilian.
Yeah, we have this let's say we have some games released also in foreign market, very famous actually. But we have this one that was nominated to the SPIO, the YAS. The last one that we had this year was Cartographers. Yeah, it's a Brazilian designer, that game, so it's a flip and write game, right?
I know it's been localized to Czech language, so we have it in Czech language, and it's a great game. I didn't know it's a Brazilian name.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was not won the award, because the other game was very good as well. No, the crew, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I like Cartographers a little better than Crew, to be honest.
It's a very smart game. You need to write on the map like a cartographer, really.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And now we have the expansion even coming in Czech language as well.
Yeah, if one day you want to do some review, I can try to pull my relationship here and maybe send you a copy. Then you can do a review on your channel. Let's see.
Well, okay, we can try.
Yeah, but the Brazilian market is growing, but as you said, no, I don't know if it's the same in Eslováquia, but here in Brazil, it's considering a hobby. It's not very huge, just like the toy market, right? But here we consider this as a hobby, because there's not too many people that like to play board games. It's not yet very well disseminated in the country. Yeah.
We are considering how small Czech Republic and Slovak Republic are. Basically, both countries together is like 15 million people. We have very large number of people playing the board games. We used to have them in 30-40 years ago, and now it's growing more and more. And we have a site. We have a website which is dedicated to board games, similar to Board Game Geek. It's obviously in Czech and Slovak language. Many people are discussing games. That's the site where I publish my video tutorials in Czech and Slovak language, in local language. Many pictures, videos, reviews. I think we have, I don't know, 15, 20 reviewers for such a small market. So many reviewers, so many people talk about games, and there are many Facebook groups. So I feel like we do some large events, not now because of the COVID, but we used to do a lot of large events with thousands of people coming to play the board games, literally in one huge place. Hundreds of games available, and people come in and play, and it's becoming a tradition every year. In December in Bratislava, which is capital city of Slovakia, there's one huge event. Another one is in January, which is in Czech Republic, and another one is like in springtime in Czech Republic, in Prague again. A huge event, and people are talking about it. It's still a hobby, but there are some publishers who really have a business from that. So it's growing. And when I see people talking about, we have people who are almost addicted. Like there's a new game, they buy it. There are games never played on the shelf, but I bought the game because it's great.
It's more or less like this.
It's growing heavily.
And for you, it's easy to go some events, some big events like the SPIO and Essen, no, the Germany event.
It's relatively close. Essen is close. 2 hours flying. The accommodation is ridiculously expensive during that time. Ridiculously expensive. but we have our good places. We live in apartments like half an hour driving from Essen, but it's worth going there. I would love to go to Gen Con, probably in US or UK Expo, but it's a little more further. I know for you it's far away from Brazil, but Essen is it's an experience.
Cool experience. Yeah, I know. I didn't have the opportunity yet, but maybe one day. Yeah.
It's a huge fair, and fortunately, there are some Czech publishers who also participate and who are at Essen. So I have a chance to get there before opening hours, or even one day before the actual opening. So I have a time to speak to people and get some games without rushing. And the first time I went to Essen, Thursday was fine. Friday was getting full. Saturday, I said, I'm going back to the apartment. Let's play games. There's no way we can move inside.
Crowded, yeah.
So crowded. My girlfriend, when I sent her the pictures, she said, like, I never imagined that so many people can play stupid board games.
yeah, I know.
So huge. It was really huge. And I met guys from the US, the Man versus Meeple channel. I don't know if you know.
Very good. Yeah.
So I met Jeremy, I met Kira, and they were also shocked how big it is compared to Gen Con, or they have this thing in Philadelphia.
I forgot the name as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one in Philadelphia, which is basically their hometown, and they said Essen is much bigger than whatever they have in the US.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and what about the next games that you are going to release in your channel? Do you have any idea, or you can say something?
Yeah, I always have a list for next 2 months. So I'm doing now Mariposas.
Oh, that one. Okay, it's going to be released here in December as well. The same designer from Wingspan.
Yeah, Wingspan, exactly. And it's a beautiful game, and another unusual design. If you asked about my favorite designers, this lady, this Elizabeth Hargrave, she's becoming my favorite designer as well. So it's a lovely game, and really plays very interestingly. So this is what I'm doing at the moment. Then Tekkenu, which is another heavy euro, and the other game starting with T to Tatsa Wanasabaya. I don't know. That's a long name again. From the same publisher, Board and Dice. So those are the games coming. Maybe Viscons of the Western Kingdom, like Architects, Paladins, and now there's a Viscons of the West Kingdoms. I think it's the name. I will do Tidal Blades and a Kickstarter project, which is now maybe a year late. That is coming in October, and Coatl, which is already at home. I will do it next week. And what's coming next? And the Riders of North Scythia, whatever the name. So these are definitely titles which are coming, and we'll see what others will become. And from Czech Games Edition, this Arnak, Lost Ruins of Arnak, I believe, that's highly anticipated games, and it's actually from the Czech publisher. So they are sending me the game when it's published. And there is another one which I don't remember. So as I said, I always have a pipeline of games for like next 2 months.
Right. And do you receive those games from the publishers, or you buy it? Yeah. You receive it.
Most of them I receive quite a lot of them, but there are still many games which I have to buy myself. Publishers don't. From the I did this Imperial Struggle. This tutorial, I did it like a few days ago. GMT doesn't support any publisher, any YouTubers, so I had to buy that game. This Tekkenu and these heavy euro games from Board and Dice, they said, well, we already work with one video maker, we don't need another one. So yeah, I have to buy these games. But we have a very well working second-hand market. So when I buy the game and I make a tutorial and I don't really like it that much, or I can easily sell the game. So I'm rotating the games very, very frequently. Maybe 50, 60 games per year, which I get and sell.
For a good price, because it's the same here, and the games are becoming very expensive here as well, the second-hand games here. Yeah, especially the ones out of print. They are quite expensive. Okay. So is there anything else that you want to share with these guys here from Brazil?
Well, I'm really happy that you like my tutorials, and as I said, I'm happy if my tutorials help people to learn the games. What you do with subtitle, translating the game to Portuguese. I have many tutorials which I only did in English, and I have no chance to. I don't have time to do it in Czech or Slovak language. So I have a few guys who are helping me with that, and they translate my own English tutorials to English to Czech language. And if anyone else would want to do it in any other language, I'd be more than happy. I do this for people to learn the game. So I'm happy to see people playing board games, enjoy the time together. Especially these times, it's so visible that we miss the contact with people, personal contact. Online world.
No, that doesn't work. This is not for board game. No. Okay. So thank you very much again for you to make yourself available for this interview. Thank you very much also to provide me this allowance to use your videos to publicate here in Brazil, because there are some games that we don't have here, and also to buy them is very difficult, right? Just a Kickstarter once, or as you said, no, here in Brazil the taxation is very expensive. So for us, it's quite difficult to have this game, but then you can spread the knowledge around the world. So coming here to Brazil. So maybe we can meet each other in an event or a fair someday. I don't know. Let's see.
I'll be more than happy, definitely. Yeah. And thank you very much for reaching out to me. It was nice speaking to you and meeting you face to face, so to say.
Okay.
Face. Nice discussion. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then if you want to do the opposite and do an interview with me or whatever you want for me to contact or to intermediate any discussion here with a Brazilian designer, you can contact me, and then I will try to send you a game from here, because I think it's going to be a plus in any channel, right? Oh, I have a Brazilian game here. Take a look at the designer. Take a look at the mechanics, because it's always good to have this interaction.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely think about it. Definitely. There are things that I could talk about how I want to make the next step with the channel. In addition to tutorials, I actually in local language, in Czech language, Slovak language, I do some additional videos. I talk about what are my thoughts about the games I played, the games which I made the videos, tutorials for, and I don't do interviews with the designers yet, but with the authors of the game, with some of them, I want to do some questions and answers, and yeah, that's my idea how to proceed, how to go in the future. As I said, it's just 2 years since I started the channel. So still growing and evolving. So I'll be happy to do that as well.
Maybe some lives. I'm working on some lives here every now and then, but I can tell you, the technology that you put in place behind is fantastic. You need to be an expert to deal with those type of technology. It's crazy, I can tell you. It's difficult, very difficult. Yeah.
I know. It's even difficult for offline, making the sound work okay.
Yeah, correct.
Even the camera set up correctly. It's alchemy.
Always a challenge. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much again. Have a good day. Enjoy your weather. Is that a cold there, or what weather you have there?
No, we have summertime, 25, 20 degrees.
Oh, nice weather then. Okay. Glad to hear. Okay. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure. And see you again in another opportunity. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.